Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be taking you along through the process of redoing our outdated kitchen and transforming it into the kitchen of our dreams. I'm going to list as much as possible in the description box, and I'm also going to list the video where I was explaining my vision for this project. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a like and also to subscribe if you would like to see more videos like this. We decided not to get new appliances, so as this fridge was a little bit old, I just bought a little bit of paint and I started to prep it to paint it. The main concern that I had is that it was looking a little bit yellow, so I wanted to have something that would cover all of that. I made sure that I sanded very well to make sure that all those little chips of paint that were missing or where the paint was going bad were not going to show after the new paint was going to be on top of it. I was using a roller and a small brush to paint the whole thing, and I have to say that I really like this paint and I'm impressed by it because I didn't think that it would be possible to cover as much and to really give it a look like if it was new. So this is a great way to make your appliances look a little bit more updated without having to spend the money on them. First, I started by removing all the handles and then I started to clean them up. As the handles had been there for years before we moved in, they had some kind of residue around them. This is why I decided to use Clorox, and then after I was done with that, I used a damp towel. I decided to clean the cabinet doors as they were hanging because I feel like it was gonna be easier this way. After everything was laying down, I didn't really have a lot of space to do it, and I still had to clean them once more. It just made the whole process easier because I didn't have to lift them to clean them. Even when I was sanding them, it made it easier because they were just right in front of me instead of me having to bend. I used a little bit of sandpaper and started sanding everything to make sure that it was clean and that you couldn't see any marks. When I was sanding the cabinets, I found that it was easier if I would just clean them right away because in this way I didn't have to do it later, and I just kept on sanding them and cleaning them at the same time. And once I was done with that, I started taping everything. I have to say that I didn't really like this tape. The paint still went underneath, so if you could find some other type of paint tape, it would be better. Even though we decided to use stone, I'm gonna list some options in the description box in case I don't have the budget for something like that. We're at the stone place. We're finally gonna choose the stones for the kitchen, and this is super cool. Tell us about the stone, Chris.
You're recording this time?
Yeah, I am recording.
This is the closest one we can get to quartz, but it's still granite.
Yeah.
And it has the least amount of busyness.
It's very clean. It has gray, it has white, a little bit of beige, and it's really beautiful. So that's what we're gonna have in the kitchen. I'm really happy with it. I think this was a great choice. They have so many stones here. We almost got this one, but I feel like this one is too busy. They are very similar, but I think the one that we chose is better. Now time to go. So this is what they are doing now. They are measuring the kitchen. He's laying on the wood to then cut the stones. Something that I learned is that the best thing to do is to mark everything, like put the numbers on the doors and also on the cabinets, and then take all the hinges out, because if not, I had to paint all around it and it just becomes more complicated. So just take all the hinges off and it's gonna be easier. Once all the doors were off, it was time to start priming. I really like this primer because I feel like it covers a lot. I applied 3 coats of the primer and also 3 coats of the paint. Especially the black ones were a little bit harder to cover. You really need to go over it several times until it looks opaque. I used a roller for this, and it was one that was made for cabinets, so that was pretty useful. I decided to only paint the inside of 2 cabinets, and those were the ones that had a glass in front of them, so they were the only ones that were painted inside. Something else is that you're supposed to wait a couple of hours when you put the primer, but I honestly didn't do that. By the time I was done painting one side, I kind of like went back to the ones that I was painting at the beginning. This is the way on how I did it until everything was covered, and it worked fine for me. After 3 weeks, the stone people came into the house and they took everything apart and put everything back together in the same day. After that, I was able to start painting the doors, and the only mistake that I made is that I should have painted these things inside of the garage. I had to do it in the backyard because the garage was full of things, but I would recommend you to do it inside a place where you know that they are not gonna get dirty and they are not gonna get wet, and I feel like this is gonna make your job way easier because if they get dirty, you're gonna have to paint them over again. The whole process of painting is what took me the longest. It took me like 2 months only to paint everything because I had to stop and then start again. So if you have somebody helping you, it's gonna be way easier, but I mean, in the end, it's a lot of work, but I can say that it was worth it because it's what made the main difference in our kitchen. At the beginning, I wasn't very sure about the color selection. I was a little bit skeptical when it came to choosing two colors at the same time, but I have to say that I'm completely in love with the combination, and it's just perfect for what I wanted, and I feel like it makes the look a little bit more special than just having one plain color. Overall, I feel like using the roller that is made specifically for cabinet works better for me than the brush. Sometimes the brush leaves a little bit of stripes, but when you use the roller, it just looks way better. After I was done with the cabinets, I started fixing up the walls, and then I started putting back the doors in. I had taken a trip to Lowe's a couple of months ago, and this is where I found these organizers for the drawers. Before, we used to have something that was not very pretty, so this thing looks absolutely stunning inside the drawer. Then it was time for the handles, and I found these ones on Amazon. I'm gonna list them in the description box, and all I did was to paint the ones for the bottom on gold, and then I started to install them on the cabinets. The cool thing about these ones is that they come with all the pieces that you need. They come with the screws and everything in there, so it's actually pretty organized and very useful. As you can see, I also decided to change the lights, and I should have done this at the beginning because the light would have been way better in the video, but you know, live and learn is what they say. Changing the lights for white made the whole room look a lot lighter and more modern, and I absolutely love that. Then I started to put together the things that I have gotten from Amazon and also from the thrift store. My vision was to have things that were useful, but also that were gonna make my kitchen look a lot prettier. And doing little things like swapping the bottles that you use for your soap can make a huge difference. I learned this by watching Makina's videos. I actually love her videos and I have them in my channel. I just kept in mind that whatever I was gonna put in my kitchen, it was gonna be something that I was gonna use and that made it look pretty. Like I said before, I'm going to list all the things that I got from Amazon, like for example, these bottles that I'm using, the dish for the sponge, and also a cutting board and some other things, including the rug that I have in my kitchen. I finished this kitchen almost a month ago, and because everything that I have in it now is free of clutter and just things that I use every day, it's very easy to keep it organized. So I encourage you to do the same. Just have things that you need, and this is gonna make your life way easier. I added a little bit of the clip that I made for the coffee station. If you haven't watched that video, I'm gonna link it in the description box. I made a whole video showing you how you can make a coffee station without using any paint, so it's gonna be in the description box. And in the end, this is what our kitchen looks like, and that was the before. And I have to say that I'm absolutely in love with this kitchen. This is the biggest project that I've ever done in my life, and I've never been so proud of anything that I've done. I absolutely love every corner of this kitchen, and I'm very happy that, you know, I decided to put the time into this, and also thankful with Chris because he was the one that supported this. He was the sponsor of this project, so thank you so much, Chris, for paying for our kitchen. And I absolutely love every corner of this kitchen. And like I said, if you have any questions about anything that you're seeing or anything that you liked in this video, maybe it's a tray, maybe it's whatever, like I said, I'm gonna try to list as much as possible in the description box. There were some things that I wanted to have in the kitchen that I didn't get, like for example some stools for the countertop, and I also wanted to have some pendant lights, but because of the current situation, obviously we can't have people installing anything here in the house, and the deliveries are very slow, so this is why some things were missing. But I feel like it looks very complete just as is, and like I said again, I love it, and I hope that you liked it too. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that you found it helpful and that this gave you some inspiration to do the same thing in your house. Remember that you not always need to have somebody doing this for you. You can do it all by yourself. The only thing that I didn't do myself in this situation was the stone, but my initial plan was actually to use contact paper. He was the one that chose to have the stone. You can do all the stuff that I'm showing you, and if it's not in your budget to use stone, you can use contact paper, and that's perfectly fine too. I hope that you liked this video. Let me know in the comment section which one was your favorite, and don't forget to give it a like if you haven't already, and to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out this video, and also a lot of more other videos that I'm making every Sunday. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next time. Bye bye.